Test, test. Okay, looks like we're live. Okay, YouTube. So it's been a long time since I posted a video. The purpose of this video is literally to test out my recording gear. So we might as well do something in this video, this lesson. Let me make myself a bit smaller. There we go. Let's have a look at some Python, maybe some pip modules. Let's have a look at some virtualized environments for this video as we're going live. So when we install pip modules, there's sort of three areas where we can install a pip module for our Python scripts. We can install it globally, we can install it at the user level, and we can install it in a virtualized environment, which is what I'll lead up to. So when we install Python modules globally, one of the issues that we might face is conflicts. So when we install modules, they'll normally be at a certain version. If a script requires a different version to what you've got installed, there can sometimes be conflicts. So what we can do is we can install our Python modules, our pip modules, I should say, into virtualized environments. And there's a few ways we can create virtualized environments. I didn't really say the second way. So the second way we can install our pip modules is actually at a user level. So there's a global level, there's a user level, and there's a virtualized environment level. Let's install pip. And once we've installed pip, let's have a look at the three different ways. So to install pip, we just do sudo apt-get to install. If you're using Python 3, most of the modules are going to be Python 3 hyphen and then whatever you're going to want to install. So in this case, we'll do Python 3, and then we should find it under pip. Okay, yeah, and it looks like it's already there, which you'd expect. So once we've got pip installed, we can install modules like pip, and it'll be pip3 install, and then we can put our module here. So that'd be the module name. Now, if we install at the root level, so let's think of something that's probably going to be on this box already, like the request library. So if we install at the global level, sometimes you can see, and this will be a perfect example, I'm sure. Yeah, so you can see that the request library is already installed, and you can see it's got a particular version here of the request library. If we were to do pip 3, and we just did freeze at a global level, you'll be able to see all of the pip modules that are installed at this global level. And if we look at the requests library, you can see there's the version of the request library. So what if we need a different version of the request library for our script for whatever reason? So this is where we lead up to installing inside virtualized environments. The alternative to installing global is to install at a user level, like that. When you install at a user level, instead of having the global scope, it's only going to scope it for that user. So typically, it's normally installed in that user's home directory. So the user on this box is called developer. So it'd be somewhere under ls. If we just do a long listing, so ls, and then we'll just go to home developer, and it'll be local lib, and then it's Python 3.9, and then normally site packages. Here we go. So these are actually user level installed Python packages. So if I was to install the request library as a user, it would go here. Now, if I was to have a script that required a certain version of a module, it's not really that useful to have people install modules for your script in a global or user workspace. So what we can do is if we install one of the virtualized environment technology, there's a couple, by the way. So, I mean, you could do pip3 install. I think there's a virtual env way of installing it. Alternatively, one of the easiest ways I find of installing a virtualized environment is if you just do sudo apt-get install, and then do Python like we just did, and then do virtualized environment. If we install this, and that was quite quick, good. If we install this, we can now create a Python virtualized environment quite easy. I'm just going to go into my temp directory, just because I know it's definitely clear, it will work. So in here now, if we had a little script that we were going to make, so let's call this our test. And inside test now, we wanted to install some Python modules along with our script. We could do so. And the way we would do that is we would actually go pip 3. Actually, no, we wouldn't do that at all. I'm actually completely lying. You can tell this is flying on the spot. We'd actually do Python, and then we'd do M. We'd pick the virtualized environment module, and then we can name whatever we want here. It hasn't got to be VENV, but I typically choose that. But whatever you want for your virtualized environment. And we can install our virtualized environment like this. So now we've actually created a virtualized environment inside our folder. So this folder would normally be empty, but if we do a long listing and look at it, we can see there's a folder inside here called VMV, which matches with the name that we give the module. At this moment, if we were to look inside VNV, and we just do a quick tree, we can see that actually a few things have been created for us inside here. So there's a few build scripts and there's a few different executables. And if you go up to the top, you'll see there's a bin directory. In fact, what we'll do is, rather than scroll back up, we'll just do it on the command line. So what we can do is we can have a look at this virtualized environment by, sorry, again, on the spot. We can have a look inside this virtualized environment and activate it with the source command. So this is the path that we were going to go and scroll up to. We can activate it like so. And you can see now that we're actually inside our virtualized environment and it's named VENV. So when we're inside here, now we can install our pip modules. So if we wanted to, we could do pip 3 install requests. And what we'll notice this time is rather than having that clash that we had before, which was saying, the request library is already installed, it's now going to install it inside this virtualized environment. So if we were to do pip 3 and then a freeze inside here, you can now see that we've got the request library inside of here, and we've got a lot less modules. So these are the only modules available inside this virtualized environment. Now, one of the beauties of this is as we create our script and we import our modules at the top of our script, at the end of it, we're going to have a list of modules that we can output with a freeze command. And as long as we're sure that these are the dependencies of our script, we can pass them into a file like requirements, which is a common nomenclature you might see, like so. And then when somebody comes along and they want to run our program, they can activate a virtualized environment, and then they can come in and do pip3 install, read from the file, and then requirements, and that will actually install all of the pip module requirements in that file. And if we just cat out that file, you can see that it's pretty much just what we output just above. So that's how we use a virtualized environment. That's why we use a virtualized environment, to keep our modules separate from the global and user workspace, and to make them a little bit more portable to carry with us on our scripts. And once we're finished inside of our virtualized environment, we can deactivate it. So if we just go deactivate like so, we're now outside of our virtualized environment, and we can go back